Hey everybody, how are y'all doing on this beautiful Tuesday? I hope everybody's doing alright. If you had to work today, I hope work went well. Hope it was an easy day. You got to come home and relax. If you was off today, I hope you had a wonderful day off. You got to relax and enjoy the day. Uh, I wanted to get on here and talk about how sad the small towns here how sad the small towns are here where I live at. And you may be wondering, what do you consider small? Anything under 1,000 people. And we have quite a few of them around here. Let's start with Bridgeport and Stevenson. I'll start with Bridgeport. It's got 600 people living in it. It used Back in the Civil War days, it was a port where the Confederate soldiers would bring in supplies from ships or ship stuff out, and it got to be a booming little town. There was even uh, uh, and they even had a couple of battles during the Civil War there that they still have reenactments of. But the railroad was real active through there, which helped bring in more people. But as the Civil War ended and and everything, and his job started to leave to go somewhere else, so did the people. And then there was this factory that came in for the Bow. No, not Bow. It may be a Bow came in, and they had two plants. One where they made the stuff, and then they send it over to the shipping part of it, which is down the road, which didn't make no sense, but it boosted Bridgeport's population to close to 1,300. But when they shut down to move somewhere else where they can get tax breaks and hire in people in cheaper, now Bridgeport's a sad little place of maybe 500 people. And it's a beautiful place. And as you'll hear throughout the video, I'll start to wonder, what these places could be if there was more jobs to be had where people didn't leave. I would love to see these places grow, but at the same time, there you get to see some of the most beautiful sights in the world. I know a lot of people want to go to these bigger places, but if you know of a place that has less than 1,000, you're guaranteed to see some beautiful sights. I highly recommend going to small towns. All right, let's go 3 minutes up the road to Stevenson. Now Stevenson, when Beaulieu when the Beaulieu was there and the train was running good, and the ports where boats coming through were doing good, Stevenson got up to like close to 2,000 people. But it suffered the same fate as Bridgeport. And it had a beautiful historic downtown that's been there since the 1800s. The buildings are still there. Well, when the jobs started to leave, people started to leave, the stores started shutting down. And, it's sad to see that it's a shelf of a town of both places are sad little places to go through now. Because you'll have a lot of abandoned buildings, abandoned houses. You could tell it used to be a lot more beautiful than what it was. But it's still sad to see. The historic part of it, they still got a few places open. But it's nothing like it was back when, in the late 1800s, early 1900s. It started going downhill about 2010. And it just gradually declined since then. All right, as you're leaving out Stevenson, you go to Fackler. Now, I lived in Fackler for a couple of years. So I could, its population has mostly stayed steady. It's actually grew some since I moved away from there. And what's bringing people to Fackler is it's a quiet little place. Not a whole lot of traffic other than your normal everyday people coming through. And it's a good place to raise your family and not have to worry about violence or drugs running rampant. It's there, trust me, but it's not out in the wide open. Now, Fackler has a truck stop, and I know a lot of people don't think too highly of truck stops, but if you actually go in there and shop, then you can find some amazing stuff. And this one in Fackler's got some. They got a deli in the back that it's got these two older ladies. And they're probably about their 60s working there, cook some of the most amazing food you'll ever find. I highly recommend it. Then you'll find some little trinkets to buy. Every now and again, I'll go there when I have a ride and get what they call the Big Chug cups. And the Big Chug cups, in reference to their size, are about the size of this bottle right here. And they're well worth getting. Now, if you take the road that goes beside the gas station there, you'll run into some fishing spots, a couple of management areas where you can go duck hunting and squirrel hunting, and that's basically all you'll find through there, and a lot of farmland, and a few camping spots. Now, on the side of the road I lived on, which was across the road from the truck stop, you'll find another little management area where you can go hunting, fishing, and camping. That's a great place to take your family to. And then you'll run across this church that's been there since the 1700s, and that's Fackler. Oh, and it's got a RV park. If you're traveling through and you want to stay over a couple of days, it's pretty. It's not all that expensive. It's pretty cheap. But let's go right up the road to. Oh, and there is a barbecue restaurant there that I would highly recommend. It's about a 5-minute drive from where I used to live over there. My sister worked there from the time she was 16 till she graduated college, and makes some of the best barbecue and fish you'll ever eat. I highly recommend it. And but anyway, let's go on up the road to Hollywood. Now, Hollywood is roughly stayed the same size. It has right at 800 people in it. It used to be about 500, but they built an industrial park there, TVA did, which brought some people in there. And the much needed revenue in Hollywood needed. They built an industrial park, they got a TVA place there, and a couple of other buildings. I don't know what they do in there. I never really paid attention to the name of them. Built a new gas station right there, and it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to look at. The gas station also makes breakfast, lunch, and supper. They got some of the best barbecue sandwiches you'll ever find. Now, if you coming out of the gas station, you take a right, you'll come across a graveyard where the To the best of my knowledge, the last person that was buried there was in 1910. And it's in a historic graveyard that was there when Jackson County was created. That's where the county seat was at before it moved to Scottsboro. And then they built a power plant back there. They started building it in the 70s, I think like the 70s, and finished it right around the late 80s, early 90s. But they never done nothing with it. And you would think with them, I don't know how much exactly it costs to build a power plant. I imagine it's millions upon millions, if not billions of dollars to make one. But you gotta wonder why, they'd go through all that trouble of close to almost 20 years to build it, just to suddenly do nothing with it. And believe it or not, 36 years later, we still don't have a straight answer. Now, don't get me wrong, there is some people that still go, they use it more of like a training center. And you used to be able to go deer hunting back there. But after the September 11th terrorist attack, they shut that down, which I can understand. And you're not even allowed to drive through there, which my dad's friend learned the hard way. Kind of a funny story. I wished I'd have filmed it, but at the same time, it probably would have got me in some trouble. But it was back when me and my dad used to go riding around with his friend to go look for deer. And those of you been following my channel, I've seen the videos. But anyway, we was going through there, and it was one of those rare occasions where the gate was open, and he wanted to go through there. He kept wanting to go, kept pushing it. And he's a retired. He was medically retired out of Vietnam. And here, the last couple of years, he ain't exactly thinking right. And when he gets something on his mind, he doesn't let it go. Well, he wouldn't let this go. Now, and it's a felony offense to drive in there uninvited, which I can understand. You don't want any Tom, Dick, and Harry driving through there, because you don't know what they can do. I can understand it. But we went driving through. I'm nervous as crap, trying not to pee myself, praying, because my dad can't afford to go to jail, or can't afford to get a felony charge against him again, because he'll go right back to prison. Since he got out, he's been doing good. He couldn't afford to go back in. And I can't afford to go in myself. I'd lose everything. My dad's friend would be right up the same boat with us. But we seen deer and turkey all over the place. We made it all the way through. We didn't get stopped, but one of their security people followed us for about a half a mile. I'm assuming they ran the plates on the back of the Jeep. And I'm assuming they got security cameras all over the place that we didn't see. But I'm assuming they got a picture of the truck, picture of the license plate. The only reason I can figure they didn't pull us over was maybe they was having a good day of just being generous. But if we'd have came back through there, we probably would have got pulled over and either taken to jail or gotten a big fat ticket, which none of us could afford. But it was definitely a scary moment. That's the closest I ever came to going to jail. Now, if you was to take a left coming out of the gas station and going across the highway, there's a tech school there that every school in Jackson County. If you, you can learn auto mechanic, welding, nursing, and a few other. But if kids decide to go one of those programs, that's where they send them to. And you go behind it, there's a elementary school that goes to the 8th grade. Or I guess you could call it a middle school. But anyway, down from it's a bunch of closed down stores, a train track that still runs. Now, the wood shop next to the railroad track's still operational because the train stops there to load up the wood and take it to wherever they're taking it. And there is one long gas station that, back when the dad owned it, stayed open from Sunday to Sunday. But since the son took it over, they open up 3 or 4 times a week. People mainly go there just for the food. Because when it comes to mom and pop run gas stations, they got some of the best food there. That's where about some of this belly came from. But you drive on past there. There's a rock quarry back there. You'll come across. I don't think there's no management area in Hollywood. Nope, I take that back. There's one. After you get past the rock quarry, you take a ride at you can go hunting at. But that's Hollywood. Y'all seen some of Hollywood in my videos. Alright. You skip Scottsboro because it's got 12,000 people or more in it, but make your way up the mountain to section where I live. It's usually our population fluctuates between 600 and 900 people. We used to have a excuse me for a minute. We used to have a laundromat restaurant attached, but he shut it down for whatever reason, and now it's turned into apartment complexes. They had to have spent a buttload of money on that. Where they used to wash the cars, I think they're tearing it. I think they tore it down. There's a gas station across the road from it. He quit selling gas in there, but he still works on vehicles. You got your post office, the city duplex, where it's the police department and where the mayor's at. Back on the main highway, y'all see there's an antique store. Then there's the Dollar General that sells fruit now. There's a big warehouse that's had like 6 or 7 different places come through to try to make it work. But I think the state uses it now to keep some stuff and equipment in there for their workers. They shut the dairy bar down back when they was thinking about having a 4-lane go down through the mountain. That was back in 2012. And they're just now getting started on it. Right up the road from the Dollar General is if you're playing softball and all that, or football, you can go up there. They got stuff for you to, help make yourself be a better player. Then there's a mom and pop run restaurant beside it. A small gym to go work out at. Then there's an insurance company and a gas station. Across the road from it's a feed and seed store that also sells gas and fish and stuff. Up from it is a vape shop, and I don't know what's beside it because I've never seen the place open. But then you got Foodland, or local grocery store. Across from it's Jack's, a restaurant. Up from it is a tattoo shop. and then a Mexican restaurant, then a tire store, and then the high school. And that's it till you get up to where I live at. And there's a mini storage place and an auto body shop. And that's it for Section. That's it. And like I say, you can get, have y'all seen in some of my videos around here? There is some beautiful places to go and look at around here. There's just not a lot to do. Alright, so you got Dutton, which is right up the road from me. It's got Northeast Community College sitting in it. A mom and pop run gas station that also has a deli in it that's really amazing to eat at. And a Dollar General and a post office, that's it. I think there's close to 600 people that live there. Now you go to Macedonia. At one point it was a corporated town, then it became incorporated, but I'm still going to count it for this video. There's roughly 400 people that live there. The only thing it's really got going for it, there's a gas station at the four-way that also, you can order pizza, get you something for breakfast, get you sandwiches and stuff for lunch and supper. Sitting behind it, somebody took an old grain silo, and what I mean by that, for those that's never been raised on a farm, it's where people used to put corn in these big old tall silos that are about 12 stories high. Farmers could come by that and get it for their animals, because people that grow corn used to sell it to those people there. But anyway, they turned it into a fancy restaurant over there. It stayed highly. I've never been to it because it's too expensive for me. I heard the food was good, but I just can't afford it. I'm barely making it from one paycheck to the next. But if we ever able to afford it, I'll show you what it's like. Up the road from there is the middle school that goes from kindergarten to 8th grade. And then there's Bucks Pocket State Park. It was a real popular place to go from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. And then whenever the government cut off funding for the state park, it was one of the unfortunate places to shut down. And it stayed shut down for years. And it was sad to see it fall apart like it was. And then and nobody ever thought this place would ever get reopened. So back in, I think it was 2016, I can't remember what group reopened it, but they won a contract. It was cost up around $20 million to get this place fixed back up to people to come back through. And I wish I'd have took video of it at the time, but I wasn't making videos back then. I'm kind of late in life on doing that, but they made it looks better now than it did before, back in the 90s when I was growing up. But you know, you got the ranger station where you can buy maps, rent you out a spot to put your camper or your tent. You can get drinks and stuff to snack on. And they got bathrooms, one's for the women, one's for the men. You can go there, take a shower, use the bathroom. And I think they even got some washers and dryers in there to do your clothes with. And then about a 5-minute trip from there, this is still part of the same park, you can get on top of this rock. Well, it also has like swing sets and places for you to grill out and stuff like that. But you take this little trail and they put wood steps and stuff like that leading to the edge of this cliff that overlooks the park. You can see for 30 miles all the way around. And you can even, and for people that love hiking, can either take a hiking trail from the ranger station all the way up, climb up through the rock and get on top of the rock, or climb down from the rock and climb all the way back to there. They got trails that lead all over the place there. And you don't need any rock climbing gear to do all that. I highly recommend visiting the place. Now, once I get a vehicle, I'll drive over there and take a video of it. All right. Coming back my way on the other side of Dutton is Pisgah. Oh, I want to talk about sections. I guess now our basketball team, our boys is 3-time state champions in basketball, and our girls is 2-time state champions. The smaller schools around here, the last 14 years, have started dominating the state championships against the bigger schools. I'm glad to see it. Nothing personal against the big ones. I just like seeing the underdogs win. And then you got Pisgah, that's right up the road. It's got right at 1,000 people. They got a gas station, a high school, a post office, a Dollar General, and 2 different doctor's offices. That's about it. Oh, and they got a place there. It used to be an old wood shop that they turned into a. Hey, if you want to have a birthday party, you can have it there. If you want to have a wedding, you can have it there. If you want to have a family reunion, you can. It's a very beautiful place. But their girls softball team from 1999 to 2013 won the state championship 14 years in a row in softball. And from 2014 to 2026, they've won it 5 more times. The boys have the softball team are 4-time state champs. And their basketball and football team, the girls have won a state championship, so has the guys. Their football team, their football team's about like ours. It just sucks. Now back in section, our fishing team has won a few championships. So has our FFA team, or Future Farmers of America, and our track teams have won championships. And then here's some other schools around my us in a different county that Skyline. Oh, Skyline's in my county. All right, Skyline is called the goat capital of the world. And you'll find goat and sheep everywhere. I don't know why they grow them there. They just do. But their boys and girls basketball team has won. Each team has won the state basketball championship twice. And their softball team, the boys and girls, won a few titles. And their track team has been dominant in both boys and girls and winning titles. And they have less than 800 people living there. Now, they got a couple of restaurants that are amazing to eat at. A dollar store, gas station, a bank, and it's some kind of roping company. They don't make rope, but they just named some kind of roping company. That's it. Oh, and they got three different management areas you can hunt, and a shooting range where you can go shoot guns. And And the next county over in DeKalb County, Fife High School, their football team, since the coach they have has been there, he's been there for 22 years. He's won 18 state championships and was runner-up 4 times in football. Back when and back during his dominant reign as winning championship, Nick Saban personally called him and wanted him to come and be part of his coaching staff, but he turned it down. And I know a lot of people would think that's crazy to turn an opportunity like that down, but he didn't want to move his family to a big city, and top of that, he realized during football season, especially for a college team, he'd be spending more time with the team than he would his family. And he highly values his family and didn't want to take time away from his valuable time away from his kids before they grown up and went on to live their life. And their cheerleading team is the last, from 2000 until now, have won 26 state championships in cheerleading. Let's see here, Skyline. They're known as Skyline. I talked about this. Sylvania. Their boys basketball and girls basketball won their first state championship last year. They have a town of about 900. Fife has about a little over 1,000. Plainview, which is set in Rainsville. I'll eventually talk about some of the cities over there. But Plainview has, their boys and girls have won 4 state championships in the last 10 years. Their softball team has won a couple. Geraldine, their basketball team, has won a couple of state titles. But I'm happy to see these smaller schools take over and win. And I just wanted to get in here and talk to y'all about some of the places around here. There's beautiful sights. There may not be a lot of people here, and it may look like it's boring, but it's beautiful places to see. Some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. But anyway, I will see y'all in the next video.